Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Prabhupada, it has been 38 years, which seems like a moment since you left us physically and entered your Nitya Leela. And it is such a, hard to describe, but Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma, that your lotus feet, they are the only way to achieve pure devotion. This is the essence of Bhakti Yoga. It doesn't matter if you're intellectual or a simpleton. If one can understand this simple point, that the lotus feet of the spiritual master is the way to achieve devotional service, because Advaitam Achyuta Anadi Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto. This is devotion. This is the way to enter. And devotion to your lotus feet begins with Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. That the words from your lotus mouth should be made one with our heart. Once in Hawaii, we were in the car driving, and Srila Prabhupada quoted this, and he asked the devotees that were there, do you know the meaning of these words? And they didn't. The few devotees didn't know what the words meant. So he said, don't be like a parrot and just repeat. You should know what you're saying. So these times and the essence of your instructions to us was, we cannot become another Srila Prabhupada. We've seen others that thought they could imitate him, and they met with destruction. And our glory is if we can follow him and not change anything. That is the disease of the Western person, the disease of the Kali Yuga times, that we want to change something. We think we can adjust something and then it will work better. But Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, even his institution, you used to be very critical of their approach to you and so forth, but they didn't change the philosophy. This is a Vedic standard. This process is a descending process. Evam parampara. It gets lost in time. Nashto. It gets lost. And I see it's getting lost. Little by little, it's getting eroded by one little change, one little change, one little change. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is just to do or die. We have no other business. We are rotten, fallen, corroded, corrupted, mentally diseased, fallen souls who have received some divine drop of mercy from Goloka Vrindavan, which Srila Prabhupada has come to give. And who are any of us to think we have an opinion? Who are any of us to think now I have come to the top position, I can change something? You are condemned if you do this. None of us have any ability to do this. Only an acharya can change something. So Srila Prabhupada, you always said it, we heard it this morning, my only qualification is I didn't change anything. In 1977, when I used to give you massage every night between 1 and 3:30 in the morning and come into your mosquito net here on the roof, And you manifested transcendental symptoms before me on different occasions to bless me with these type of visions, to see you in your transcendental state and to understand you're not a common man, that you weren't a regular person, that all the things we've read in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you have achieved those, you have manifested these in yourself. I've witnessed in many occasions in Jaipur and in Mumbai and in other places, Srila Prabhupada's transcendental symptoms being manifested. And Srila Prabhupada, toward the end of your few days here, one of your dear godbrothers asked you to stay another 10 years. You said, these boys, they are not ready. Well, I was 27 years old at that time. I think the oldest devotees were like Brahmananda Prabhu or Kirtanananda. Some of them were 10 years older than us. So we were young. And he said, please stay 10 more years. And Srila Prabhupada said, they are hard-hearted, hard-headed. What can I do? So Prabhupada wanted to stay. He said he could stay, but the ambition and so forth of others, he obliged, and he went back to his Nitya Leela, which he had come from. So these day after, you mentioned that it was 40 years since your Guru Maharaj, that you spoke this class this morning. Now it's 38 years. So I only pray on this day that the people come to their senses and understand this is a very delicate situation. The potency comes from the purity and the understanding. I remember I wrote one phase when I was just a young devotee, and that said, with flowers around your neck and the word Krishna on your lips, you say, just chant this mantra and you'll find truth and bliss. So just chant this Maha Mantra, just chant this holy name, just do as I say and you'll all come back from where you came. I wrote that a long time ago. So there's no need to speculate and to become proud and think, now I know something. Anybody is always the fool in front of the spiritual master. So our heart breaks when we see these things, and the women want to change things, the sannyasis want to change the book, everybody want to change something. You may be, the ladies may be the most advanced, but still Prabhupada was the most advanced, but he acted like a humble devotee to set example. So we must all set an example, although inwardly we may be purified and elevated. Externally we must act like a common person to set example and the path. So on this day, Srila Prabhupada, I bow at your lotus feet and pray that everybody can understand and appreciate the great gifts you've given, and you've brought us, Lord Chaitanya, and I only beg that I eternally remain your simple dog, and whatever little scrap of mercy you can throw at me, I'm eagerly take that. Jai Srila Prabhupada.